Hello there guys, this is Daniel. In this video, I'm going to show you my process, so how I build B2B cold email campaigns that book high quality meetings for agencies from start to finish. Let's get into it. Okay, so first I'll want to understand your campaign's focus, and I'll learn this through our discovery call, and then if we do end up working together, we'll talk about this more in depth during our 60-minute onboarding call. But basically what I want to know is what you do, who you best serve, and the people that you serve, what do they actually care about? And so once I have that, then we can start our onboarding process. And during this onboarding process, I'll start by setting up the tech, and then I'll start really understanding your offer, and which is so what your possible clients or prospects actually care about through something called resonance assets. So once I have that, I'll be able to start building the campaign, so like the copy. And here's what this process would look like. So there's about 7 to 8 steps. And so it's step 1, ICP and ISP development. Step 2, cold email infrastructure. Step 3, lead lists. Step 4, the first cold email. Step 5, the follow-up sequence. Step 6, handling positive replies. Step 7, fine-tuning campaign performance. And the bonus, non-obvious improvements. Let's begin. So step 1, ICP and ISP development. So ICP is your ideal customer profile. ISP is your ideal situational profile, and so it kind of looks like that. So for the ideal customer profile, we want to know the geography to target, the industry to target, the company headcount to target, so employee count. So do you want to work with large companies, small companies? This is how I'll measure that, and the title to contact. And then for the ideal situational profiles, basically, what we want to do is we want to think back to our top 10% of sales conversations. What situations did they have in common? So what did they recently hire a CMO that wants to lead a transformation? That might make sense for rebrand. Recently got acquired by another company, right? Looking to expand specifically, ran Google ads but failed, right? There's different things that we can do, and that's how we can direct our campaigns. And essentially, what we need to ask ourselves is, what do your best sales conversations have in common, at specifically the situations they were in? And then once we know that, we'll build our campaigns targeting those people's, those companies, and targeting and selling into those situations. Step 2, technical infrastructure setup. So we need to set up our email accounts so that we can send out the cold emails. And this means getting the domains, getting the email accounts, setting up the tech, and that whole process usually takes us 2 to 3 days, then starting the 14-day warm-up process. And therefore, within 16 to 18 days, we'll be able to start sending out cold emails. And this is what this process kind of looks like if you want to look at it more in depth. Step 3, we want to build our targeted lead list. So with your ICP and ISP defined, and the email systems warming up in the background, we create prospect lists. So lists of contacts to match your ideal client profile and ideal situational profile. This is what it looks like here. So we're going to use GDPR compliant databases to identify prospects that fit your ICP and ISP. Verify your leads with tools like Million Verify, so we know that these are proper emails, and organize lists by campaign segments for the best relevance. Next, step 4, we're going to craft value first email copy. So this is where we take everything that we learned about your campaign, your offer, and your prospect, and start creating our cold emails. And it kind of looks like this. So this is where resonance assets come into play. So a resonance asset is just any record or a piece of writing or a conversation where a prospect uses their own words to describe what they're dealing with. So the goals, the pain points, the frustrations, and the world. And for example, this could be an inbound email asking for a quote or a meeting, a transcript from a recorded discovery call using Fathom, especially ones where you're asking a lot of questions, right? So you're understanding the world, you're understanding where they're coming from, a transcript from a recorded market research conversation using Fathom, or a transcript from a recorded call with customer-facing staff members, so customer service, or people making your cold calls if you do have staff members who do that. Stuff like that, really, really good for just finding these like little nuggets, because we want to know the language that your own prospect uses to describe the goals, the pain points, and the world, because it doesn't really matter what we think, right? Because especially a founder's going to be they're going to think big idea, right? Well, overall, what we do is we do this, this, and this. But what they care about is, look, I just want to get more work through Google. That's all they really care about, right? If they're right, or they might care about something else, right? You might say, well, all we do is we book meetings through Google, but they might say, well, we do this, this, and this, and this is really technically in depth. That's what we care about, right? So it doesn't matter what we think; it cares what they think, and we want to go directly to the source. So you're looking for the actual language that people use, the specific phrases, the way they describe the goals or the problems that they want solved. And what we do is we take the real language your prospect already used and we weave it into a cold outreach so that actually converts. Step 5, we deploy a multi-touch follow-up sequence. So 70% of campaign results come from the follow-ups. Therefore, we create multiple touch points to catch prospects when they're ready. We time each follow-up for maximum impact, and we schedule everything through automated sending tools. Step 6, we handle the positive replies and book in meetings. We monitor all email replies in real time. We respond immediately to interested prospects. We make warm calls to book them in, and we send you the loom of us doing it. We schedule the actual meetings directly onto your calendar. We even make reminder calls to ensure that they show up to the meeting. And here is an example of what that loom will look like. Step 7, we fine-tune campaign performance, so cold email campaigns get better based on what the market actually tells us. The first campaign is all about discovering what messages clicks or doesn't click with your prospect, and because of this, your campaigns get stronger each month, turning initial tests into consistently high-performing lead generation systems. Fun. And the bonus for non-obvious improvements. This is everything like working with you to install better sales systems so that you get the most out of these book meetings, but only if needed, right? But typically we do find that most problems in the B2B, when it comes to B2B sales, come from non-optimal sales processes, not specifically the source for leads, and we can absolutely talk about that. So I've been rambling on for too long. There'll be other videos here that you can watch made by me, and I hope this video was useful, gave some insight. That's it from me. Have a great one. Bye-bye.